Welcome back to this special episode of Mike on Catholic Schools Week, and I am joined right now with some students in our Catholic school here at the parish, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you. We'll start with you. Just tell everybody your name.
Avery.
Maybe get a little bit closer. Say that again.
Avery.
Hey, Avery, and you are?
Molly.
Molly, and you are?
Jacob.
Jacob, welcome. We're glad you're here. And what grades are you in? First.
Second. Third.
Oh, they've got it. It lines up just like that as well. That's great. Well, tell everybody who's listening right now, what do you like best about being at the St. Michael Catholic School?
The thing in the middle of the day, like geology and gym and art.
Okay. Do you want to be a scientist maybe one day when you get older? Geology? Yeah, that'd be cool. All right. Tell us, what do you like about being at St. Michael?
First Friday.
First Fridays. Yes, every First Friday we have special devotions, and you get to wear a T-shirt. Yeah, so that's a great answer. And you?
Being an altar server.
Wow, even better. So I love how it's all associated with a mass, those last two answers, which is so important. So one of the things that you all are doing at the school is learning virtues. Can you tell me which virtue you're practicing daily at the school? Patience. Peace.
Self-control.
And self-control. All great virtues.
All great virtues.
As well. Well, the last question then is, who is your favorite saint? Do you have one?
I got 3.
You've got 3 favorite saints. Okay. Who are they?
St. Gabriel, St. Michael, and House Mark.
Okay.
St. Mark the Evangelist.
Saint Mark the Evangelist.
Yeah.
You got 2 angels and an evangelist. All of them are messengers to that extent.
Yes.
They're all messengers, which is what an angel is. Okay. Do you have a favorite saint?
I have 3.
You have 3 as well.
St. Trinitha and St. Mother Maria and also St. Francis.
And St. Francis. Excellent, wonderful choices. And one day you'll just choose one of your saints, won't you? All right, my friend. Who are your favorite saints?
I have 2. St. Albert and St. Luke.
And why are they your favorite saints?
Because St. Albert's my dad's name, and Luke is my brother's name.
Oh, well, great. Well, I want to thank you for being a part of the school and being a part of this episode. And take a moment just to thank our listeners who are supporting the school so you could be a part of it. Can you just tell everybody thank you?
Thank
Real loud
you.
now.
Say thank you.
All right, I've got one more group of kids to show. Stay with us for just one more moment. Welcome back. Now I have some much taller students here at St. Michael as well. I want to allow them to introduce themselves to you again. And if you could just give us your name, and you might need to speak up a little bit loudly since you're a little bit farther away from the microphone, your name and what grade you're in.
Hi, my name is Benedict Imperato, and I'm in 8th grade.
Benedict, strong name. Good. And that's not a saint name. That's your name. Yeah, that's awesome. And you are?
My name is Savannah Keating, and I'm in 7th grade.
Savannah in 7th.
My name is McKenzie Bosnack, and I am in the 5th grade.
5th grade. Well, welcome here. I'm glad that you are with us here, and you're listening to people, or no, they're listening to you. We've got some people through the video here who are supporters of the school, and they would love to hear from you. What do you like best about being at St. Michael?
I like how all of the friendships are very organic, and they blend in with your faith, and you're not ashamed of what you believe, and it's not like artificial like some schools where you just have all these clubs and it's just very chaotic.
Yeah, and you can just be who you are called to be, and that is a follower of Jesus. Yeah, thank you, Benedict.
I like the lifelong friendships you have here and how they incorporate the faith into what you're learning and while you're learning it.
Great.
What I like about St. Michael is just throwing this out here. It's way better than public school. Just saying that. Just saying that.
Well, let me ask you each of this. How do you learn more about your Catholic faith in your core subjects? How did that relate? It's more than just science, but how does it really relate to what you're learning as a Catholic Christian?
Well, in our textbooks, they really talk about of how God is incorporated with all of our subjects, especially in history and science. We talk about how amazing God created the earth and the universe and all these spectacular things like the Fibonacci sequence, for example. And then just in history, connecting the dots in history with the church and the Pope and Emperor Constantine, allowing Rome to worship, allowing Rome to accept Christianity. And
Yeah, what I love about that answer is just, again, it just shows us that our Christian faith should not be compartmentalized in any way. Oh, well, math has nothing to do with God. Actually, even math can have some theological resonances, So thank you for sharing that. Okay.
The faith is incorporated in it. Like in history, you're learning about how there are these Aryan Christians and all these other religions that came from the Catholic faith. And I think, like in science, like you said, that a lot of this stuff can't be proven by scientists, like how the hosts are changed into like the body and blood of Christ, like actual body and blood. They can't prove like that wasn't a miracle. So.
Yeah, everything is associated. Wonderful. And you?
So, what teaches more is about what you like. First, you have mass in the morning, then you have the readings, and it's just all really good. And also, we have theology in the body, which it teaches you like way more about Jesus and about just really everything.
Yeah, well, the theology of the body is a good segue. You're studying theology of the body. What are some things that you two are learning about theology of the body that is staying with you and it's helping you live more faithfully?
Well, we've been talking, we split up into girls and boys, but I think overall we've been talking about identity and like what you truly are as a woman and a man.
What would you say to that?
Yeah, same, like finding our places as like who we are as men, and nowadays people don't know who they are, and they're saying, well, I identify as this, I identify as that, but really in theology of the body, you figure out who you are as a man and what your place and what your role is in life.
Well, thank you. And of course, that goes right into the whole motto of the school, build strong families. Yeah. All right, very quickly, what's your favorite Catholic Schools Week tradition? Do you have one?
I like going to Kate Skates.
Oh. Good.
I liked the quiz thing we had like on the computer.
The quiz bowl.
The quiz bowl, because like all of St. Michael's got in the first 4.
Yeah,
so
shameless plug.
That called the Glory Bee.
Yeah.
Very nice, yes.
It was our first year that we went virtual, so we usually have it in-house, but we were invited by Asheville Catholic and Immaculata to compete virtually with them.
And how did we do? We
placed first, second, and third. Technically, first, second, third, and fourth.
That means we cleaned house.
We did.
Number 1 was Ox,
Yes.
a.k.a. Miss Adderley, in the 5th and the 3rd grade.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. They were quite well above everybody else, and so we had to go in and be like, maybe don't do so well. But no, fair and square, Lydia Ryan, Joseph Gomes, and Fiona Flemings, right? Individually, all 8th graders swept it with their knowledge of the Catholic faith, so a very proud moment for us.
And just a quick word here, McKenzie, you're new this year, right? Isn't this your first time at St. Michael?
Yes, it is.
She said we were talking earlier, just kind of warming them up like, we do, and she said a really beautiful thing about what did you tell me that was your favorite thing about St. Michael and the biggest difference between here and public schools?
It's way better because the teachers care. Like, the teachers at public school versus here, like, the teachers here don't just slap down a piece of paper at your face and just tell you to do this math equation and then turn it in at the end and she'll tell you to do something else. They don't just do that. They actually explain things to you. They actually help you with things. Like, for instance, like if you were having trouble pronouncing this word or you were having trouble with math, like the teachers would actually help. Like they would help you understand the math equation. They would help you answer it, and they would help you how to pronounce the word that you're not pronouncing right.
So that was a beautiful thing that she shared.
We thank you for that blessed description. There's a lot of different experiences in our Catholic environment. We do know, of course, a lot of public school teachers do try to do well too, but there can be challenging, can it? Because there's the public school systems have the challenges that we don't, and so that's one of the blessings that our environment can provide in many ways to teachers, to be more hands-on with the students' individual attention and learning. That's the environment we're looking to create. Is really what you're saying is, yes, we want the students and teachers to be able to interact more and grow in their learning together. So that's great that's been your experience with us, and we're happy to have you in our school family this year.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. McKenzie, your favorite Catholic week? Well, this is your first year. You wouldn't know. What have you had something fun yet that you've enjoyed?
Well, mostly the most funnest thing here would have to be like First Fridays, or like certain like things like going to field trips, or like that free ice cream on Monday.
Oh yeah, free ice cream on Monday.
Really
Well, McKenzie, Savannah, Benedict, thank you for your time. And for those who are listening, they are the ones who are supporting the school to make it possible. Is there anything you want to say to our viewers and listeners?
Yes. If your child is having if you guys are having problems at public school, please recommend switching to St. Michael's. You better do it too. You're watching.
She's not even a paid spokesman.
I know, right? And maybe we can say thank you to everybody, right? Because all the parishioners, they support our events and they do this. So give them a big thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. And thank you for joining us. And we'll be right back with a word from our school teachers. Welcome back. Now we are joined by two of our great school teachers here at the parish school. I'm going to allow you to introduce yourselves to our people listening, and we'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Miles Davidowitz. I'm the third grade teacher, and I've been here at St. Michael's for 11 years.
Were you ever in public school teaching?
No.
Oh, okay. So 11 years here,
Yes.
Here at this parish. Wonderful.
I'm Courtney Foreman, and I have been teaching at St. Michael's for 2 years now, but I've been a parishioner here for 12.
Did you teach in a public school before?
No, I did not.
Okay.
This is my first teaching job.
Oh, wonderful. What do you, for those listening, parishioners of this great parish, what do you love best about teaching at St. Michael? 11 years, that's a long time.
Well, I love children, so I love seeing them grow, and and me journeying with their families, and teaching them holistically, academically and also spiritually. Because back in the Philippines, I was in a Catholic school for 13 years, and it's just nice to share with them what I've learned there in the Catholic school, and now I'm here.
Yeah, and Courtney, you're new to the school. What has your experience been like, and what do you like about teaching here at the parish school?
It's been wonderful. I was very pleasantly surprised with just how welcoming the staff was and how friendly they were, and it just feels like a family to be there. And this year we have daily mass every day, and that has just been such a huge blessing, because one of the things that made me feel hesitant about wanting to be a teacher was having to give that up, is the ability to go to daily mass. And this year I don't have to, and just watching how the kids have grown to appreciate that as well. And I love that I'm able to just be so open about my faith with them. It's not something I have to feel like I never feel like I have pressure to hide that or word things differently to sound more secular. Like, I can just be open about my faith and encourage them and keep directing them towards God and towards heaven. And it makes me feel fulfilled at the end of the day.
Just the combination of education and then the religious formation together. That you're to model the faith for the kids as you're teaching them as well. The school has gone through a transition over the last couple of years with the classical curriculum. Can you both share a little bit about how has the transition been from over the last couple of years, and especially where are we now this year?
Well, it's not it's both ways. Like it's easy because I'm going back to how I was taught. But at the same time, I have to go back to studying all the materials. That's pretty much a challenge for me, but I'm enjoying it. I'm learning with the students as well.
Right.
So for me, I was actually raised being taught classically. I was homeschooled, and then I went to Belmont Abbey College. So my entire educational history is a classic liberal arts curriculum. So for me, my experience has been more actually learning to appreciate that and what that means, because it's just always been a part of my life. But through our different professional developments and staff meetings, I really learned, wow, like this is what I was given, and now I get to share it with my students and understanding what that was. And the transition, we're still obviously working through it, but it's just amazing to be able to focus with our students each day on what is good, true, and beautiful. It's like our main things that we focus on, and everything we do should be good, true, and beautiful. And that holistic approach, like you said earlier, to education. It's not just we are learning these things so we can go get a job one day. Mm-hmm. We're learning these things so that we can be a full human being who loves, knows, and serves the Lord, so that we can be in heaven with him. And just being that holistic approach, I love it so much.
Which,
and
yes,
also
please.
Cultivating the virtues. It's not just all
exactly.
information.
How do you, yes, because some people may not know, you do incorporate the virtues as a part of the curriculum as well. You're learning the virtues. How do you teach it? and how are you applying the virtues in the classroom setting?
I think it's just about, for me, a lot of times it's about wording, instead of if a student makes a poor choice, well, was that nice? Instead of saying that, incorporating those virtuous words, like, was that kind? Or when we get too crazy in the classroom, hold on, do we feel peaceful? Mm-hmm. Are we at peace? Mm-hmm. Are we showing self-control? And just getting that vocabulary in their minds as common words that they can understand. And then like this Advent, we also did a little bit of a virtue challenge where we talked about some particular virtues. And every day, if I explain to them, as we prepare our homes for Christmas, what do? We clean first before we decorate. And so in each decoration is, for us, going to be a sign of the virtues. So every day, if I felt like they showed those virtues well throughout their day, I would add another Christmas decoration to a box. And then when Christmas came, I put them all up, and then they were able to come in the classroom and kind of visually see that beauty of virtue and give them a representation of that.
What a great idea.
Thank you.
Never heard of that. A virtue Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Well, I incorporate it in my, the routines in the classroom, of course, some rules, and also in my teaching strategies. Like, for example, this Socratic method of doing, discussing topics or a novel. It highlights the virtue of respect that, I have to, practice, of course, self-control. I just have to let one student speak first, wait for my turn, and all that stuff.
Yeah, because you're trying to practice and cultivate the virtues as much as they are.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Yes.
It challenges us, too, because we have to live up to that.
And this past Sunday was open house here at the school, and I'm not sure if you were there or not, but I heard it was just resounding, just a positive. Like St. Michael, there are things happening, right? It's reverberating out into the community. What are some of the things you saw or heard of the families you met? Maybe some of the common questions that the families may have had, or nerves, or anxieties. I mean, what was the experience?
Well, I heard one where they're excited that they have this opportunity to bring their kids to a Catholic school that has this classical liberal education program.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think one of the questions that I got was just what our schedule's like, and how does daily mass impact our schedule. And I've heard that before. It was just a little bit of concern there, like, are we able to fit in all of our studies? And I explained, no, we go to mass, it ends about 8:30, 8:45. We go back and we complete everything in our day. And the best part is we give Jesus the first class of the day.
That's right.
And
that was Father's. That was his father's mission statement. There's
Exactly.
no arguing that as well.
Yeah.
And I was thinking yesterday was the feast day of John Bosco.
Yes.
And he was the one who incorporated daily mass at the school at which he was the head. And I was thinking about St. Michael and St. Bosco as well, and how we're living, his vision of a parish school, of people having daily mass as well. Yeah, well, thank you so much for your time and for your service to the school. And what a great feeling it has to be to know that you're a part of a mission, to form these kids in the faith as well as being responsible citizens as well. So Miles and Courtney, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for taking the extra time out on our podcast this week to really celebrate what's happening at the school. And thank you so much for your support of the parish school and its mission to build strong families. So with all of that said, I am Shane, your host. We will see you next time. God bless.